1st and 10 from the 12. Lob for the end zone. That's Hollywood. Was he in bounds? Touchdown, Rams.
When you hear Nick Stevens, starting quarterback for the Colorado State Rams, what's that like for you?
You know, it's awesome. I think that I've always, since I've been here, dreamed of becoming the starter. And, when I started my high school days, I dreamed of becoming a college football player and then college starter. So I think it just feels really good that, I've finally, achieved that starting position and can just continue to improve from there for sure.
Yeah, and you started playing football in 5th grade.
5th grade,
Convinced your mother to let you play, right?
That's right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and you started at center, and now you're here as a starting college D1 quarterback. What's that road been like for you to get here?
Well, it started because no one else raised their hand when the coach asked who wanted to play center. So I played a lot of positions going up, until high school, and I was actually mainly a receiver, and told the coaches I wanted to play receiver, but they said you're gonna play quarterback. So ended up working out for me. Had a pretty good high school career, my 2 years of varsity, and I've just worked my way up the system here, and I'm super happy to be here. Never regret it. I absolutely love Fort Collins and Colorado State, so it's awesome.
And ex-receiver, so I'm assuming you got some speed in you. I know you rushed for over 600 yards in high school. We see some rushing.
Yeah, I did have some speed in high school, but I think just sitting back in the pocket has slowed me down a little bit. I'm obviously not immobile. I can move around a little bit when I need to, but I'm no speed option quarterback anymore.
Now Hansley in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Stevens steps up in the pocket, wide open downfield. Kevon Cartwright.
All right, well, Coach McElwain leaves for Florida, and in comes another SEC offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
What's the transition been like for you?
It was tough at first. It was a completely different offense. We had some similar kind of concepts, but all different terms. And, I haven't played with a fullback since my freshman year in high school when we ran the veer. So it was really different having 2 backs in the backfield and, the different concepts that we have. So it was rough at first, but I think that, me and all the offense really kind of got it down pretty quick after the few days of struggling. And, round 2 of install during fall was a lot quicker and a lot more crisp. And I think that as an offense, we have it grasped. And personally, I think that I know this offense pretty well so far.
All right, well, you come back after being a backup to Garrett Grayson, broke up just about any CSU record you can imagine.
Yep.
How much better did that make you as a quarterback, being behind him and seeing all of his preparation for games?
I think it made me a lot better. I learned a lot of things that I didn't really have to do in high school. You didn't really have time in a high school schedule to prepare as much because they only were allowed to have you for 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
And it just takes so much more preparation here at this collegiate level. So I just kind of was able to sit behind him and see what it took to become successful as a starter. And not only preparation, but just his leadership skills and kind of management of the field. He knew what everybody had to do. Some guys might have to ask him, what do I have on this play? And he knew what everybody had. So I think that I was able to just learn a lot from him, and it was really good for me to take my redshirt year, my redshirt freshman year, sitting behind him and just kind of learning from him, absorbing everything he knew about the offense at the time, and how he kind of handled himself in preparation and stuff like that.
Has he given you advice in this year? Has he called you at all?
In this year, you actually saw him on the field on Saturday. Yeah. He came up and said, enjoy the moment. You only get one first start. This is your team now. Just kind of take it by the reins and make the most of it.
Higgins wide right. Play action for Stevens, looking left, throwing deep for the sideline toward the end zone. It's caught. It's a touchdown.
Do you have any goals for this season for the team or for yourself?
My goal is just to win every game. I'm not a huge personal stat kind of guy. I couldn't tell you how many touchdowns I had in high school, but I do know how many wins we had. So my goal for this team is just win every game and win a Mountain West title. So I think that's really what we need to focus on. You can't really focus on individual stats, or else you kind of get away from what really matters, which is the wins.